see here, we're tearing apart the pile of parts that was laying on my floor over in the corner. This is a wrecked front end off of a 2000 Kawasaki Vulcan. It was off of a parts bike that I purchased. See, I am trying to remove the axle. And then you can see that I forgot to loosen the nut and bolt that clamps around the axle on the opposite side of the nut. So you can see I'm loosening that now. Get out of there. Come on. Trying to wiggle it side to side, work it out of there a little bit. Still, it's kind of bound up. The forks are twisted, so. Tapping it out with a hammer and a screwdriver or something. Axle out of there. And it's free. So we got the parts up on the bench here. This is the speedometer cable, and I think it's called a speedometer drive gear. This is just what I removed off that pile of parts. So you can see I got a set of channel locks and I'm unscrewing the cable from the speedometer. It's got like a square drive gear looking thing that it slides into the speedometer end. I was just kind of checking it out here. I think it's like a little worm gear that drives the speedometer and your odometer. As you can see, that little forked piece, that's actually part of the cable. I didn't know, but it was broken off. And I'm just kind of putting it in there to see if I get rotation. And it seems to be spinning pretty good. You're only going to get rotation one direction, and it's going to lock up going the other way. So now we are on my bike, tightening, and then now loosening the nut on the speedometer. Drop the cable out of there. Just kind of doing a little inspection. It doesn't seem to be chewed up or anything. I lost my speedometer and odometer at the end of the season last year, so I'm not really sure what went wrong with it at this point. Not sure if it was just like a broken cable or if it was the speedometer itself or maybe the drive gear, so that's what we're figuring out. So you slide that out of there. Now you can't really see, but I'm spinning it inside the cable inside of the casing just to see if it has good rotation or if there's any hiccups or anything. All right, back to my bike here. We're going to go ahead and remove the axle nut, just like I did off the pile of parts. It's going to be about the same thing. This time I remember to loosen the clamp on the other side. Go giving her a little love tap on that axle and driving it out of there with a half drive extension. Alright, I got it out of there. Just doing a little inspection. Nothing looked to be chewed up or anything on the hub of the wheel or anything like that. So now I'm using that broken forked piece off of that broken cable to check rotation on the new one. And as you can see, it's seized up really tight. So I don't know whatever failed inside of there. But yeah, it's junk now. So as you can see, put it into this one. And like I was saying, you get rotation out of one direction and it seems to be spinning real good, and then it'll lock up going the other way. So hopefully that fixes the issue. Now you guys get to watch me struggle to put this wheel back together. This part can be a little bit tricky, but just a little bit of patience and screwing around. Struggle, struggle, struggle. My buddy showed up at the perfect time. Slide that axle in there for me. Thank you, sir. So you can't really see, but I am putting a little bit of blue Loctite on the nut and bolt that clamps the axle on the other side. And then I'm going to go ahead and go around to the other side. There's my cat lending a paw. See, like I said, I'm dabbling a little bit of blue Loctite on the axle threads itself. I'm a big fan of blue Loctite on anything motorcycle related or anything that you're worried might come vibrating loose. So that's all put back together. Now we're going to start feeding the cable back to the right location. Probably be a little bit easier if I would have put the cable on the drive gear to start, but it's alright. It's still easy enough to reach and get to. Just takes a minute to get tight. You can see putting the cable back in the speedometer. Cool. Time for a test drive, right?
Yes, it is.